I want a man to buy me a house. Where do you want to live? I don't know. How much is the house? I don't know. How many bedrooms does it have? Well, I don't know.
You know what I
You like the idea
you
of
know
it.
what
Are you even prepared to go onto the car lot with credit, or do you just want a new car? If he's not buying it in full and he's going to finance that shit, the bank is going to laugh you out the building with your 404 credit score.
You know where I have a disconnect with is that I feel like if a woman, well, not if, because it has happened, but like a new question, I think, besides me asking what business, the best way a man needs to approach before he's going to invest into any woman, if the woman says, hey, and especially as a new woman in his life, hey, I want to start a business. Instead of asking what business, I would now consciously think about it. I would ask, what have you accomplished? Because I don't care
That's the second question.
but that's the first, because what you've accomplished will shed light on what you're capable
That's
of.
the most important question, but that's
Yeah.
never the first one.
No, I'm saying, but that has
Yeah.
to be I'm just doing some reprogramming right
no,
now.
absolutely, 100%, 100%. And this is what I do with women.
But a lot of them never
the
even
brain.
accomplish anything.
I retrain the brain.
We
They
gonna
need to buy the
you
book.
teaching them to lie?
By the book. No, absolutely not. I teach them I give them the tools that they need to actually take the step. They don't take the step because they don't want to. They take it because they don't know how to. Nobody's ever taught them how to start a business. What do I do first? I want a boutique. What do I do first? I have no idea. They'll sit there with 7,000 pieces in inventory and don't know how to actually ship the shit out. Do you know what I mean? There's nobody, because you know why? The people that we watch and emulate that are wearing all this fake shit on TV and whatever, we emulate these people and we want to be like them, but we have no idea that those people have a whole team behind them to help them get there. You know what I mean? The big names, the people that you follow, the influencers, myself, I have a whole team behind me. Right? If I didn't, there's no way I would be here because there's things I do not know. I just hired a company to work with in my business that I've always been a one-man show. Hired a woman who's got a team of people behind her. It was the best decision I ever made because now I'm learning things that I never knew before. This robe is being worn right now because of her, because she taught me about branding the right way and about people seeing the girl in the robe. Nobody else is showing up in a robe on a pot. It's a brilliant, she's teaching me. You see,
but
I didn't know about these things before, so they weren't implemented. Not that I didn't want proper branding, not that I didn't want to show up like Keisha Kaur on Instagram, right? But I didn't understand how to do that within my budget and my bank account. Nobody is sharing that information.
So
they'll sell you the tea, but they won't tell you where it came from.
Okay, so I have so many questions now that I'm out of like my awe. Now reality is hitting me, Coach Lee.
Okay, talk to me.
I just want to hear the questions.
Well, there's a couple. So the first question I'm gonna ask is, okay, now, let's put you at this point, right? And I believe it, so I'm gonna say it. Where you're successful and you're well off in life, and to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of it initially stemmed with the investment of your man.
It did.
How do you repay him?
I eliminate all of the burdens in his life that he has right now. He's got a really hard job. He's in luxury design and construction. He builds some of the most beautiful buildings in the skyline in my city, right? And the most beautiful homes, ours included. And that's a hard job. And I know he's not happy because who wants to go to work every day versus this being your job? You know what I mean? This is literally my job. I get paid for this. I'm not here for free, right? Just because you didn't cut me a check, the check is coming. I promise, right? So I'm going to teach him how to do what he did for me for thousands of other women all over the globe and do it from a cell phone because he doesn't know how to do that. You understand? So he taught me the things I didn't know how to do to build this from a cell phone because I knew that.
Right.
What he doesn't know is how to create that lifestyle for himself from a cell phone.
Coach, marketing, just breathe. Take a breath.
Yeah.
So it's fair to say he's not a trick. He's a pimp. Because realistically, he taught you how to make money so he can stop working.
That's not why he taught me how to make money. He taught me how to make money so he would have to stop, so he wouldn't have to pay for all of the things that keep me alive.
But the end goal is
No, this is going to be a challenge. This is going to be a challenge.
That was a good fight, but you know what?
It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be a
tell you. I'm gonna tell you like this.
I mean, without knowing my man, it would be tough, and that would be the assumption. But when you have a man like mine, he
But
takes
he can't do his
pride
job
in
forever, though.
providing, not unless I teach him how to do it like me.
Well, I mean, he has
Then
no
he
choice.
can put me on private jets versus fly on mine.
I hear you. Listen,
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying,
So
but
the reciprocity is real, and if it's not real, then I mean, you could call it a pimp, you could call it whatever you
sure,
want.
Yeah.
However, what you can't call it is broke.
Hey, I'm with
Can't
it.
say that.
But what I will say is that's gonna be the fine line between somebody who's a trick and somebody who's a pimp, and we're using it based off the terms.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Because a pimp goes ahead and he makes up somebody.
Right, but hold on.
Makes somebody make money.
A pimp creates the plan. That's why he gets paid. He does.
No.
Let me
Stop
finish.
it. Nope.
Let me finish.
I will not.
Okay, all right.
I will not.
All right.
A pimp provides opportunity.
The plan.
Opportunity.
He tells her what block to go to, what calls to take,
Sometimes.
how to take them.
Sometimes.
He may even take her to make sure she stays protected and get herself checked because he's probably smashing it too. Right? There's things that he puts in place. There's rules, regulations, what time you're coming in, when you're leaving. That is a pimp.
Not all the time.
A pimp is a process.
A pimp is not a process. Not all pimps have to supply structure for exact outlines to follow. And
That's
guys,
why they fail.
No,
Those are the pimps that don't really do well.
the pimps that do well, puts the person in position and allows the person to do what they need to do, and they know how to do it.
I disagree. My daddy was a pimp, so you can't tell me.
I'm a pimp, and I'm telling you.
I believe you, but
2022 pimp. Hold on, let me button up my thing up. No, I'm kidding. They call me
listen,
pimp hundo out here.
I'm not even gonna. No, but for real, my
Rico.
father is Googleable. For real, Charles Purnell Riddick Sr. is Googleable. You can Google him. He was for real a big ass drug dealer, big ass pimp, right? Now, I say that because if you understand the mindset of a pimp, it's to do less work, not to do more work, or he'd be out selling dick, right? Because
Wow.
right, that makes sense. So
But he's
his
doing
goal,
more work, though.
his goal,
Anyways.
his goal is to create a plan for these women. He don't just scoop them up and say, "Go get them, tiger." No, he tells them, or he has a person in place to tell them where to go, what time, how much to charge, what to bring back to me. He essentially is
He's
an
recruiting.
employer, right? Because he has these women who work for him, so he doesn't have to work. He reaps the benefits, he lives the lifestyle, but he doesn't have to do the work. The only thing he has to do is provide the plan to profit.
Yeah, but not
That's
all
it.
pimps have to micromanage, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Absolutely, because they put somebody in place to micromanage.
Yep.
There's not a single pimp without a person in place to keep everyone together and in line.
When,
He's
with
an
it-
employer. He employs a manager.
He employs the manager.
Okay,
Correct,
and then
correct.
guess what happens? He chills, and his investment, he gets his ROI. That's all. I'm just tying it in because
I don't know a single pimp without a fucking headache.
But hey, listen, I don't know
Not
a single
one.
Honestly, I don't know anybody.
Because it takes a lot to manage
I
all
don't know
those women.
Anybody without a headache.
I ain't got no headache.
Oh shit! Well, you must consider yourself blessed.
I am abundantly blessed.
One
highly favored.
percenter, right there, with no
Yeah,
headaches.
I don't have no headaches. You know
Shit.
why? Because I'm a solutionist. I don't look to search and seek out the problems and the issues. I look to seek out the solution. And when you match up with somebody who's also a solutionist, we're not arguing on the couch and we've disagreed.
So my question is, do you think your man gets headaches?
Absolutely. That's what I'm going to eliminate for him. Remember? My pimp?
She said, remember? I said that.
So
Yeah, I
so
did.
all
I'm gonna eliminate that for him.
I'm gonna say is
That's what I
all I'm
told
gonna
the girl,
say is-
the woman I was sitting with earlier.
Yeah.
Kayla, I literally said to her, excuse me, Kayla. I was like, what's her name? I said that to her. I said, she's painted this picture of exactly what she wants in her future in the next year. It's like all mapped out to a T, right? And whether you
and me the
agree
same, Rico.
or not,
I'm
right?
like,
Whether you agree or not is irrelevant. As long as she chooses to eliminate his barriers and burdens, she will be a wife by next year. If she eliminates his headaches, okay, and what hurts, If she helps what hurts, she will be a wife by next year because he's going to evaluate and say, these were her stipulations that she set from day one. She set the expectation already. I'm either going to decide that she's elevated me, right, to the point where my headaches are gone. Men don't want a woman that can do the things they can pay for already. They can pay for meal prep. They can pay for a clean house.
Stop
they
quoting me, man. Stop quoting me.
I was just about to say, Rico
24.
has said this on our
24, 25.
on our episode of what women bring to the table.
Right.
He's like, I can pay for this. I can pay for that.
No,
I can
you
pay for
can.
that.
You can. And men don't give a shit about. There's too much opportunity out now when all you have to have is money to have solutions, right? So you pay for someone to cook and clean and do all those things. You don't need that. What you need is someone who's going to be fruitful in the relationship. And that doesn't always mean a businesswoman, right? It means a woman who eliminates the headaches. Because if we can fix what hurts, you will continue to help.
You know,
I
what's
thought that.
fruitful to let's take
It is subjective now.
no, of course, that's why I wanted
Fruitful
to
is
ask.
absolutely subjective.
Well, no, that's actually what I was gonna do. I want to take a second of this conversation to ask the panel, what is fruitful to you?
To me? Oh, I
I
thought
was
we were
about to
starting
say,
with
I was
everybody.
like, well, you
Amanda-
started with the word, so
Well, you and Amanda, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, like, you know, I'm just asking because could be something insightful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So
And don't say money.
fruitful, no, it's not money. Don't be trying to frame my answers.
I'm just saying.
So look, fruitful is productivity and growth. If you are not being productive in the relationship, if there's not measurable action and success and a story, that means that we are purposelessly dating.
what do you mean in a story?
I was able to tell you about my man and how he built me and how we got to this point. That's a
Okay.
story, right? If he was just an ain't shit ass dude from wherever, there's no story. And if there is one, it's tragedy to tragicness. It's just there's no glory.
Traumatic
There's no
bonds.
right traumatic
no
bond, yeah,
glory.
trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Right. So,
no
but
glory.
if there's measurable success stories, if there's measurable change, if there is a measurement to the goals, now you never have to worry about being fruitful because you can measure, you can look at it, you can see it, you can feel it.
It's tangible.
Right? It's tangible. My man created the opportunity for me. He didn't write my business. He don't write my words. He don't participate in my business like that. He also owns 0% of my business as well. The topic of tonight is, are 80% of women chasing the 20%? And they are, because they are not in that realm of the 20% themselves. They don't qualify. Right? So because they don't qualify, they're now trying to date up, right? Instead of finding the man most willing, they're looking for the richest in the room. Those are the women that date the narcissist and end up in really sad, unhealthy relationships because they were chasing the money.
That say I'd rather cry in a Wraith than a Honda, you fool.
Yeah, I don't want to cry at all. How
Yeah,
about that? I want to
That's
sit
what
on
I
the
was trying to
beach.
say.
Why not?
You're
Got
still
that.
crying,
I would like to-
bozo.
I don't want to cry. Make me smile in my Honda. Hello.
Big doof.
Yeah, no, I'm
I want to
good.
smile
I
under the
never
stars.
understood that.
Good. I'm
You said what?
I said I want to smile under
like
the
that.
stars.
That's cute.
It's gonna be on the beach,
Yeah,
not in a car.
I'm gonna put that on my merch.
But you didn't hear what I
Smile
said?
under the stars.
Wow.
No, what you said?
I
No,
said
what
it's
you
gonna
said?
be
What
on
you
a
said?
beach, not in a whip.
Not in a Rolls Royce.
I want to
See,
be.
you know
Crying
what?
the
The
stars
thing
in
is, those
Coney Island.
we-
No, Amanda, you gonna
Why
let
is
him
he
take
like
them
this?
shots?
I don't even know how to
Why is he
respond.
like
Like, just
this?
leave me alone. Like, you
leave me alone.
you
It
never
wasn't-
let
it
me
wasn't-
have
it wasn't
anything.
His turtleneck
it wa-
is too tight.
I know.
I'm
Rico,
choking.
you're
I'm
bullying.
choking. All right. I'll pass out in 30 seconds. Just let me be.
With his ankles all out.
Rico look like he's
Can we
ready
do
for
that?
Aspen.
28
we
more
zoom
minutes.
in on
I-
his
Yo,
ankles,
so
please?
listen. That's on my to-do
Can we catch
list.
the ankles?
That's what you look like. You ready to go to Aspen?
Yeah.
I'm ready for Aspen. You know what I'm saying?
You ready for the flood?
Nah. I got snow boots that match.
So yeah, women are not qualified to date the kind of men they want to meet. And if you
Yeah.
want to meet a rich man, you have to elevate who you are in order to date different.
Facts.
And there's no roadmap for that up until now.
And the key word isn't the key word is who you are, not what you have.
Yes.
Oh, no, for sure.
So like,
Yeah.
and that's the
Absolutely.
thing, and I think that's where a lot of people get confused because they try to upgrade what they have or where
Yeah.
they're at, but they're still not upgrading who they are. So it
Yeah,
can't
no,
be
they'll buy a
sustained.
condo that they can't afford. They will buy
the
shoes
bags, the
that-
shoes, and they'll
Yeah.
make
Well,
it
they don't
seem
really
like
buy
the-
it. You think
Listen,
they buy it?
there is Chanel bags on the
creating this
floor of
persona.
42C right now.
Wait.
Somebody is living on floor
There's no judgment.
on
This is
floor
real life.
42
This is
in
real life.
apartment C, sharing
I
that
was like,
condo,
what?
sharing that penthouse with their best friend, and have Chanel bags on the floor because their closet didn't come with shelving. Like, to me, that's ass backwards.
I think you gave him too much with the penthouse. I was gonna
No, because that's what they're doing. Because they want you to see. Listen, I know people right now that are living this way and cannot afford
It's
their
not
lifestyle.
in the tri-state because a penthouse out here is far too expensive.
Listen, in Atlanta,
what it
it's
is?
everywhere.
In Atlanta, you could probably get one for
They'll get an
5 bands.
apartment
bands.
with like
I was about to
really
say.
Atlanta's
tall,
cheap. A
Yeah,
penthouse
they get
ain't
almost
really.
floor
Listen,
floor
yeah.
to ceiling
No,
windows.
they'll
almost.
get literally homes that cost $4,000 a month, split that shit with their best friend, and then turn up on a bunch of dudes to get a couple dollars from this one, couple dollars from this one, and put their rent money together.
You know what's crazy? Like
That's real. That's
that
real
only
life
exist-
for majority of women. And I used to look at these influencers like, wow, I want to be like that. Until I realized that bitch was homeless.
Well, she wasn't homeless unless she was in Jersey and New York, maybe
mean,
L.A. In Atlanta,
homeless.
in Atlanta, it don't take much for you to get money.
I mean, that's
So you can afford a penthouse for $4,000 in Atlanta. This is crazy.
yeah.
Well,
They got
no, they
penthouse.
they make it look good.
Yeah, they do.
Like I'm telling you, there's this one influencer I know. Like her apartment looks so nice, but it's only because she takes all her content and her pictures in this one area where
Angles.
she has like a large window, so it looks like floor to ceiling.
Yeah.
But it's
absolutely.
Flatbush.
Yeah.
It's,
And being
they
an
be cool. They be
influencer,
wanting to be like them.
everyone, who's they?
Not.
I love it.
Sorry, I
You
missed
was-
what you said, so I'm asking. for
You didn't
clarity
say nothing
before I
about we,
come.
but you said something about they.
Okay, no, well, I'm just asking for clarity before I come.
Yeah,
before
there
I
you
come
go.
for you.
Say hello, Alan.
Slide it over. Just slide it over.
What are you trying to do?
You like that kid in trouble in school. One thing y'all gotta understand about me is I live off the direct approach and ain't no shame in my game. I tell you who I am, what I expect, what I want, and what I demand. And if you do not meet those requirements, you can keep it moving. And you know what I'm saying? So if I want to wear my ankles out, I'm gonna wear my ankles out.
Listen, with these
You
pants,
tied that in with the ankles?
you could probably
I
part.
thought he was going somewhere else.
You could probably part the Red Sea with those. Them probably work just like.
I've already did
I
that.
bet.
What do you think? This is my like 10th
bet.
life here.
Lonnie said, "Show YouTube your ankles." Where's YouTube?
Which one's YouTube? Which
gotta
one is
put-
this camera or that camera?
Raise your leg. Just raise
I
your
did
leg.
already.
If he raised the leg, his knee is coming out.
Oh, YouTube can't see it.
His
That's why.
kneecap is coming clean out the bottom of them pants if he raised that up too high.
Listen, guys, if you dress
But it looked
like
good
me,
though. You pulled it
listen.
together.
No, it's a good fit.
Yeah, it's a good fit.
First of all, listen, y'all not going. I know it's a good fit. Before I even came out the house,
He was raving about it.
Thank you.
Since he walked
You know
in.
what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
fellas.
I can't wait for y'all to see my live
Yeah, I saw
fit.
the last
live
look. I'm
fit.
glad you cleaned up. I'm glad you cleaned up.
Oh, my last one.
Yeah. The last look wasn't bad, but it was.
I
it
was
was
ready for
giving,
war.
It was giving. I want to fight. Yeah, it was giving. It was giving. Catch me outside.
If not, it was giving me catch me right here.
Nah, it's giving on the block.
What's up?
Come on, I was here. I had a long day. You see? It was a red one too.
Oh, but yeah, you look like potential.
Get you a.
This is like
This is-
Thanksgiving.
Y'all gotta get.
He looks like
this
he's
for
going
Thanksgiving.
skiing. That's what he
you
looks
fucked
like.
up. This should have been
That's
Thanksgiving.
the Aspen.
Nah, I got a better one. But get y'all a man that could do both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you right. No, you right.
Get y'all a
You
man
right.
that could do both.
You
Get you
right.
one that could look like, oh, he not playing, and oh, he's sophisticated.
Yeah.
Depending on my mood and depending on, you know what I'm saying, what I want
This
to
would give both if the ankles.
I was about to say sophisticated, and then
Oh, y'all don't like ankles? Huh?
I mean, not that much ankle. That's calf.
Because I'm sitting down. That's why.
Shins.
When I stand up, it's right
Not the
above. It's
shin.
Right.
above.
Okay.
But you know, when
Okay,
you
fair
sit
enough.
down,
We'll
yeah.
give you that. We'll
if
give you
if
that.
we at the dinner table, who really looking at my ankles now?
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
You looking
No, I
at,
get
you know what I'm
it.
saying, that
I get
Ocean Prime steak, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you might like a little bit of
Is he spending?
Who, me? No.
You said Ocean Prime. I just heard
I'm not
Ocean
gonna lie.
Prime.
It's like money.
I spend
Sounds like an
I
expensive
spend
steak.
on my girl. I
Yeah, I was
definitely
like,
do.
he's been
I would
capping.
not lie.
He's
and
a spender.
She'll be the first one to tell you like that nigga be spending.
So let me say,
But
did you when you took her out on the first date, where'd you go?
She took me out on the first date, and we went to a place called Firefly in Los
And
Angeles.
she paid for it?
And she paid. It was actually her.
disgusting.
No, it's not. That's
Oh
what
no,
got
he
her
was
a baby.
in her city.
That's like a crime.
Well, what really happened
She
was,
said that's
Like
a
you
crime.
on not on her part, on your behalf.
nah, hell no.
Yeah, nah,
No,
friend.
Rico's
Nah,
super okay
need
with
to-
this, and he also wants a woman to propose
Propose.
to him.
Yeah, but let's not go off on a
What
tangent.
the
We're gonna tackle
I'm just
this
saying
one by
that's
one.
the kind of guy you're dealing with.
Okay,
right
so
now.
so hold on, right?
Let's start
This
one
your
by
friend. This your friend.
one by one. One by one, ma'am.
Get your friend. Get
That's
your
my
friend.
friend.
No, but for real, it's because the gesture. It's not the money.
Who?
It's
Wait,
the
what?
gesture
Of her?
of you not pulling out your pocket and watching. So let me just say it like this: no shade, right? But my man would never. He would never take me anywhere and let me pull out my wallet because he feels as though a man is to protect and provide. He lives by those two rules. So when you take a woman out and you're courting her for the first time, especially, it should be the gesture that you provide that pays to put food in her belly.
No shade. Your
None,
man
none.
can never do what I do. So
Okay.
so with that
What
being
does that mean exactly?
like I could like in a sense where I don't need to pay the first date to show what I'm capable of.
Okay.
Like a first date, second date, or third date is not a requirement. I mean, it does not dictate if I can or can't provide and protect. I really firmly believe that.
So we're supposed to wait 3 weeks and waste our time before we
No,
determine
I didn't
if.
say that at all.
So how many dates does it take?
What do you mean? I'm
Like
just.
you said, you don't have to in the first 2, 3, 4
I
days.
feel like
So
the
what
women
is
that the women that I actually go on a date with are not fools, and they know what they see and they know what it is. So they're
Do you think that's because you have a representative?
no. I think that who I am and what I am is.
But how would they know that if they don't know you and they're dating you for the first time?
I mean, have you ever heard of? There's many different reasons, but let's go
Okay.
with intuition. Let's go with good judgment. And I feel like the people that I typically invest in have great judgment, which is
Okay.
why I typically. And I said this here at Eight at the Table. I have never dated seriously.
Right. Okay.
Seriously, a bad woman.
Mhm.
I've picked, even though I've only had 4 relationships in my life,
Mhm.
and 3 of them didn't last. Some of them partly my fault.
Mm-hmm.
They were all good people. They were
Right.
all good women, and they all have a lot going for themselves, and have
Right.
obtained a lot of success for themselves with or without me,
Right.
or with or without the man that they're currently with. So, the women that I have picked, I have good judgment with, and the women that have picked me in return,
Mhm.
they have good judgment with.
Okay.
So, with all of that being said, I feel as if you're a very conscious, smart, aware individual,
It does take that.
you know
disagree with
who you're sitting across from,
That's fair.
and you know what it's gonna require, and you know what you're signing up for. Now, yes, she paid on the first date, but I paid for many more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, she won. But at the end of the day, if I would have paid for the first date, I probably would have treated her like a lot of first dates. So she already stood.
I think that's really based upon your prior experiences.
Well, no, I mean, I just
I
think
mean, it is.
no.
Because when you say, if she wouldn't have paid for the first date, I probably would have treated her like every other first date.
Mhm.
That's you literally saying because she paid, she made it this far, which
No.
really isn't the case,
No,
right? That's really not why she got to this point.
Nah, but I respect initiators and go getters. That's why I said, what have you accomplished?
It was something unlike anything you've experienced before.
Well,
It hit different.
it hit different.
Mhm.
Not because she
She
paid
knew
though.
your pain point.
No. It's not because she paid though.
She knew your pain point, and she eliminated the headache. Your pain point is all these other women I come out of pocket for, or I felt obligated to. If she knew you and she knew who she was sitting across from, she did her homework. She didn't just sit with a stranger.
You know what happens? This is
Mhm.
what happens when you have experience with a lot. Well, first of all, to my girl, my girl's from Los Angeles.
Mhm.
So she's not around a lot of struggling, starving, or newly rich people.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, so the game is different.
Right.
So for as a woman, most of these LA women They just want to take.
Mm-hmm.
So if she really wants somebody that she knows has something, she knows she
Mhm.
can't take initially because she needs to separate herself from the other bunch.
Correct.
So it wasn't that it was a pain point because there was no pain. It's not like our date was $1,000,
No,
$10,000.
no, I don't mean pain on her part. I
Yeah.
mean pain on yours.
No, I'm saying it wasn't a pain point for me either.
I mean, the pain point for you is all of these LA women are. You literally just said it. You said
Yeah, but I'm not
most
dating
of
her.
these. No, because you're dating her, but you've dated them. You've
No, I have
courted
not.
women. You've taken them out.
No.
You've never dated.
Not in LA.
Besides
I'm
those
saying,
4 people.
I'm talking about them LA women. No,
Okay,
I
so
did not
you
fuck
don't.
with them.
This is what I'm saying. But you've categorized those LA women as this type of woman, and now here this woman comes from LA on a whole different wave, on a whole different vibe. She eliminated the pain point, which is your perception of these LA women.
I think that you're confusing pain with willingness, and I want to go back to that.
Okay.
She showed me her willingness.
Okay, fair enough. I ain't gonna argue with
A
willingness.
$300 pain. There's no pain in $300. No offense to anybody.
There's pain in pulling out your pocket when you're on a first date with a man.
But there should never be.
Unless she intentionally, unless she had a plan,
Maybe.
purpose.
Well, she's
which
still
was-
here.
This is what I'm saying, but that's
plan
why
is-
she did it. She did it
Yeah.
because she said,
Well-
I have a plan.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Our first date wasn't on the first day we met,
Not that
right?
simple.
So we had met a couple days
It's not that
prior.
simple.
Huh? What happened?
Huh?
We met a couple days prior, right? So like that day, she probably had a lot of analyzing and assessing going on.
Mhm.
And then after that day, obviously we were still.
So did you
communicating.
guys have conversations and stuff? You guys talked about things before you went on that date?
Yeah, but it was like briefly through text messages.
Okay.
I was in LA for filming,
Okay.
and
Did you mention at all to her why you don't date in LA or
no,
your
No.
previous experiences or none
No.
of that? It was
'Cause
just
I- yo,
flirtatious.
listen, I'm trying to tell you. See, the thing is this: there's a lot of guys.
I want them to know.
There's a lot of guys out here that have to lead with money. They're forced to.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
was not ever one of those. I didn't had. It does not matter.
That's because you have a face, friend.
No.
Not everybody has
Not
a face.
just- no.
Let me keep it real with you.
Wait. I'm not done.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna let you talk.
It's not, and I do have a great face, but it's not just the face.
You didn't
Looking
have
dudes-
two front
Obviously.
teeth that look like they do. If they were missing, you would have to pull out your pocket.
What I'm trying to say, Coach,
Hmm.
is that as a man, because now I'm about to have to put you in the coach game
Come
for the
on now.
man.
Come
There's
on.
a lot of good-looking men that probably can't still accomplish what I accomplished,
Okay.
right? And I ain't gonna throw no names out there,
Mhm.
but one of my good friends is a Cancer. It's just a girl,
Mhm.
and she's talking about this dude that she's talking to, who she feels looks great, is fit, blah 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 blah, but he's a bozo. So because he's a bozo, he does not qualify.
Right.
So what I'm saying is more to the face. A woman could look at a man and see where he's going to, well, what she wants, so obviously, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I believe a lot of women can look at some men and say, okay, you know what? He has this going on, he has that going on, and do the math and see where he will be and see where he's going.
No, women don't think like that.
Nah.
They fall in lust. They like you because you're cute. I'm sorry.
Women don't pay because you're cute
They
though.
like you. Yes,
That's what I'm
they
saying.
do.
Hell no.
Yes, they
Hell
do.
no. Women
Yes,
do not
yes,
pay because you're
yes,
cute.
yes, they
Well,
do.
I'm not gonna lie. I've had
I don't pay.
Absolutely.
See, I don't pay.
either. But
So how cute-
I have plenty
so-
of students that I can 100% say.
They're
women
from
pay.
Atlanta.
Just like
That
men
don't
pay for a piece
count.
of pussy. I'm actually
Down
I'm
south.
actually
No,
from
I'm-
Pennsylvania.
That's
actually.
worse. Stop
Actually-
it.